6 or 7 minutes, and then I woke up.
Yeah, your timing is atrocious.
So Graham Norton built a talk show empire on charm and control, where chaos felt rehearsed and tension became entertainment. He could calm a room with a glance, diffuse a feud with a quip, and turn discomfort into comedy gold. But not every guest fit the rhythm.
All I saw, you had, I think, a glass of wine in one hand.
Of course I did, yeah.
Behind the laughter, there were moments of quiet dread, interviews that pushed patience to its limit, energy that turned the air brittle. He never shamed his guests, never snapped on camera. But off-air, Norton has admitted that some appearances haunted him. Here are the 6 guests Graham Norton could not stand, and what made those moments unforgettable. Number 1. Mark Wahlberg. When Mark Wahlberg appeared on the Graham Norton show, the charm turned volatile. What began as playful banter quickly spiraled into chaos. Wahlberg's unpredictable behavior, fueled by a few too many drinks, left Norton juggling control with grace. Beneath the laughter, tension simmered, a test of professionalism that became one of Norton's most infamous episodes. At first it looked harmless. Wahlberg cracking jokes, leaning too close, turning small talk into spectacle. Norton's couch thrives on energy, but that night it felt unstable. Each laugh edged with uncertainty.
Listen to the nice lady.
The host's expression never slipped, yet every second was a calculation. Timing, tone, survival. For a man whose genius lies in control, it was like steering a storm with a smile. In later interviews, Norton described it as, "The moment you realize your guest thinks they're hosting the show." The audience sensed the tension but laughed louder, trying to smooth the edges of discomfort. Behind the desk, Norton's instincts kicked in. A master of rhythm forced to improvise restraint. He turned interruptions into punchlines, redirected questions with precision, and protected his other guests from being completely eclipsed. As the minutes stretched on, Wahlberg's playfulness teetered toward unpredictability. When he interrupted yet another guest to share a rambling story, Norton gave a measured smile and a look that said everything words could not.
Behave, this is a good story.
I'll keep it tight.
Okay.
Beneath that calm exterior was endurance, the quiet art of holding a show together by thread and charm. Afterward, Norton joked that every host should earn a medal for keeping that one on track. The humor masked what professionals already knew, that beneath the laughter, he had staged a live rescue. For Graham Norton, that night was not just television. It was survival, performed perfectly under the lights. Number 2. Miriam Margolyes. Miriam Margolyes is both adored and feared for her unfiltered honesty, and Graham Norton knows it. Her appearances are unpredictable storms of confession, innuendo, and shock value. What audiences found hilarious often left Norton visibly panicked, navigating her sudden bursts of vulgarity with tight smiles and quick redirects. It was brilliance and utter chaos intertwined. From her first appearance, she treated the stage like her living room, no filter, no hesitation, no regard for boundaries.
I started to cream in my knickers. I could feel it.
Norton had seen countless celebrities misbehave, but Miriam's brand of candor was different. She did not push the line, she erased it. Her stories drifted from royal encounters to scandalous tales, delivered with perfect innocence. For Norton, it was performance art, wrapped in unpredictability. He later joked that, "There's no cue card in the world that can prepare you for Miriam Margolyes." It was said with affection and relief. Behind the laughter, the host was running a quiet triage, cutting to commercials just in time, steering the ship before it capsized. What made her irresistible to viewers made her exhausting for producers.
Did you think that was a good film?
I can't possibly say that.
Still, their chemistry worked because it was authentic. Norton never censored her completely. He simply built guardrails, a safety net for live television that depended on chaos contained. When she went off script, he leaned into the absurdity, giving her space to be her unpredictable self. Later, Norton summed it up best. "She terrifies me, but I'd never do the show without her." That paradox, fear and admiration intertwined, defines Margolyes' legacy on his couch. For every moment of panic, there was a burst of magic no script could ever create, and in the end, that was the chaos Norton quietly cherished. Number 3. Robert Downey Jr. When Robert Downey Jr. joined Norton's couch, the tone was cool, almost too controlled. Norton's signature warmth, met a wall of detached charm. Downey answered politely but distantly, and every question seemed to dissolve before it landed. The segment became a quiet duel, two masters of performance, neither willing to surrender the upper hand.
Have no friends. See above.
It was not hostility, it was armor. Downey's career had survived scrutiny and redemption, and every answer felt carefully polished, as if rehearsed in another room. Norton probed gently, about Iron Man, about the reinvention that defined a generation of superheroes, but Downey kept the conversation on his terms, polite, smooth, impenetrable. Later, Norton remarked, "Some guests build a wall so beautifully that you almost feel guilty trying to climb it." That was the challenge, a rare moment when charisma became distance. The audience laughed when they were supposed to, but the spark never caught. Two professionals, each accustomed to commanding a room, danced around connection without finding it.
Somebody wanted to know that somewhere in the
fourth most popular question about you on Google.
Norton's magic lies in his ability to make stars forget they are being interviewed. This time, he could not. Downey was too self-aware, too in control. His humor as carefully measured as his public image. It was fascinating television precisely because it lacked ease. A collision of two men who knew the power of silence. After the show, Norton admitted, "He's extraordinary, but he lets you see exactly what he wants you to see." It was not resentment, it was respect tinged with frustration. For a host who thrives on connection, Downey was the one guest he could never fully reach. And that distance, polished, cool, and impenetrable, became the story itself. Number 4. Madonna. Madonna's visit to the Graham Norton show was everything producers wanted, and everything Norton dreaded. She commanded the stage with calculated indifference, turning the conversation into a power game. Norton, used to orchestrating balance among guests, suddenly found himself backgrounded. The Queen of Pop was not there to play. She was there to dominate. From the moment she stepped onto the stage, the energy changed. Dressed like a monarch and smiling like she already knew every question, she exuded command. Norton opened with a compliment, a classic soft entry. She deflected it, teasing him with a grin that blurred the line between charm and challenge. It was subtle but unmistakable, the shift of authority. Throughout the interview, Norton worked tirelessly to restore the balance. He tried to match her wit, to reclaim rhythm through humor, but Madonna's timing was surgical. Every word landed like punctuation, deliberate, unyielding. The other guests, normally buoyant in Norton's world, seemed hesitant, watching the interplay unfold. It was not hostility, it was theater. In a later conversation, Norton confessed, "She's one of the few guests who makes you feel like you're auditioning." Even in jest, it revealed something deeper, that the power dynamic on that couch had inverted. Madonna had no intention of being interviewed, she was directing her own narrative, using charm as choreography.
And all these new sounds.
You're old, I'm not.
I am old. I'm old. Yeah, I'm so old.
For viewers, it was mesmerizing. A host known for control meeting a guest who redefined it. Afterward, Norton summed it up with typical grace. Interviewing Madonna isn't conversation, it's choreography. That episode was not chaos. It was collision. Two masters of stagecraft testing each other's limits. And for once, Graham Norton did not guide the rhythm. He followed it. Number 5. Harvey Weinstein. Before his fall from grace, Harvey Weinstein made a rare appearance on Norton's show. The discomfort was immediate. Norton's polished humor could not mask his unease with the producer's overbearing presence. In hindsight, the tension feels prophetic, an unspoken awareness that something darker lingered behind the bravado and forced laughter that filled the room. From the start, the dynamic was off.
Just tell me.
Yeah.
It's
all right to tell Harvey, isn't it?
Yes.
Tell me the endings of every episode.
Weinstein dominated the conversation, speaking over other guests, turning anecdotes into monologues. Norton, usually adept at navigating egos, found himself cornered between politeness and control. The audience chuckled on cue, but the rhythm was broken. There was charm on the surface, but no warmth underneath. Later, Norton recalled quietly, "Some guests fill the room, others drain it. That night, I felt the air get heavy." He never elaborated, but those who were there said the unease was tangible. Every time Weinstein leaned in, Norton leaned back, subtly reclaiming space with posture when words could not. It was live television diplomacy conducted in real time.
JD loves HW. A tattoo. You said I put your name.
Looking back, the footage is almost haunting. The laughter sounds thinner, the pacing slower. Audiences watching later described it as off, as if everyone sensed the imbalance without knowing why. Norton, ever the professional, steered toward closure with elegance, thanking his guest, pivoting instantly to another story, closing the segment like sealing a wound. In an interview years later, he reflected, "There are moments you can't quite explain, only feel. That was one of them." With time, that night became more than just an awkward encounter. It became a snapshot of an industry on the brink of revelation, and a reminder of how intuition sometimes whispers the truth before the headlines ever arrive. Number 6. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's energy is legendary, and for Norton, overwhelming. During his appearances, Cruise's relentless enthusiasm hijacked the rhythm, leaving the host grasping for moments of calm. The interviews became spectacles of charisma turned excess, where every smile was 1 decibel too bright. Norton admired the professionalism, but the intensity left him quietly exhausted. From the moment Cruise strides onto the stage, the audience roars like they have witnessed royalty. Norton's introductions are always warm, but with Cruise they become survival exercises, trying to steer momentum that is already at full throttle. Each question launches a story. Each story explodes into performance. He is magnetic, unstoppable, and utterly sincere. Yet beneath the laughter, Norton's measured demeanor becomes its own act, a man controlling chaos with timing alone. In one episode, as Cruise recounted a near-death stunt with breathless excitement, Norton leaned back, letting him run the show. Later he joked, "When Tom's on, I just hold on and hope the ride ends safely." It was not mockery. It was awe disguised as exhaustion. Norton knew what he was witnessing, the purest version of movie star charisma, weaponized for talk shows.
This is it from the side. Oh no, this isn't the bad one. This isn't the bad one, Rebecca.
There is a rhythm to every Norton episode, a dance between humor and humility. With Cruise, that rhythm breaks. He fills every pause, bridges every silence, his enthusiasm swallowing space Norton normally uses to weave connection. It is brilliance on display, but it is relentless. After one manic episode, Norton reflected, "He's extraordinary. He doesn't just tell stories, he reenacts them." It is praise, but also a quiet admission of fatigue. Tom Cruise does not appear on the Graham Norton show. He takes it over. For most hosts, that would be chaos. For Norton, it proved his strength, knowing when to step aside and let the storm pass. Graham Norton's career has always been built on balance, the space between humor and humanity, control and chaos. Each guest who tested that balance revealed something about the art of conversation itself, from Wahlberg's unruly charm to Madonna's authority, from Margolais' wild honesty to Cruise's hurricane of charisma. Every clash carried a quiet truth. For Norton, these were not enemies. They were lessons in rhythm, reminders that even the world's best host cannot predict the energy that enters his room. What matters is not domination, but grace under pressure. He never lost his composure. He adapted, smiled, and found meaning in the mess. In the end, the story is not about difficult guests. It is about endurance, the craft of holding space for chaos and turning it into connection. Which guest shocked you most? Let us know in the comments below, and subscribe for more stories from behind television's brightest lights.